My upload today for the 16th of the 7th, 2021 is just an update with regard to the ongoing abuses of human rights and constitutional wrongdoings that I've experienced as a newly married mother. The update really is with regard to avarice and people and their avaricious ambitions and their offences against my matrimony and my family unit. It's very serious when a collective and a community insist on conducting offences against a person's faith. Now, as I've mentioned in my previous uploads, it's treason. And as I've also mentioned, these people have been very guilty of very dangerous offences in the past 3 to 4 years against my innocent little baby boy and I. So the matter that I'm raising at the moment is with regard to the fact that I haven't seen my child in a very long while. My son is unlawfully withheld from me, and there are individuals intruding upon my family unit simply due to property that they aren't welcome to, with the offences and defamation that have been involved in this entire matter. There's been information withheld, there's been information abused, there's been information edited and altered, and there are a lot of inaccuracies about these points of information. So basically, as a mother, married, I haven't seen my child. My husband is legally missing person now as well. The authorities have been made aware of my circumstances, and it has been quite an arduous, difficult experience as a newly married mother experiencing human rights abuses. So this is for the interests of the Fellowship of Recovery, Sanity and Sobriety, and the matter of human rights and the importance of the Human Rights Declaration in modern society, and those people that are very disrespectful to human life and very short-sighted and very short-minded about their actions, behaviours, thoughts and words. So it's very insulting to all creeds, really, that individuals would attempt to disrespect the standards of society, and that would be short-minded about the progress that has been made with the standards of society in recent times. So the issue of my little baby boy being unlawfully separated from me, and individuals insisting on spiritual violence, treason, is a matter that is for the attention of the United Nations, as I've always stipulated, and I'm still awaiting the relevant ombudsman to assist with correcting the unlawful action of my child being unlawfully separated from me. So as regards the individuals that have disrupted and intruded upon my family unit and that have been highly discourteous with information and acquisition of information and the role of information, the entire matter is quite unfathomable. It's an horrendous experience for a newly married mother that has worked for the betterment of society to be still experiencing these people insisting on their mentality of designate and decide about what they don't own, that they have no right to, and that they shouldn't be discussing or publicising, that they are still continuing to conduct. So it's really disrespectful to ancestry and faith and family, etc., and in particular to the Constitution, and in particular to my royal patronage. So my royal patronage is not in any guardianship status of any other individuals that claim to be in a position of authority or in a position of entitlement by any means or manner. The issue of being a universal light worker, Grandmaster Avatar, that has experienced this spiritual assault since I gave birth, and the issue of these people manipulating and altering and laying claim to light fragments that are quite precious, that they damaged and altered, and that they have been exposing this entire matter about since 2017 as a conquest of theirs and an achievement of theirs, that they had dismantled and destructed Maria McElligott here in this upload as a universal light worker. They publicised that it was their objective. They publicised that they were chuffed and they were proud of their endeavours, and now they're masquerading themselves as Good Samaritans and still obstructing the course of justice and intruding on family units where they're not welcome. So I'd appreciate it if the obstacles that have been very short-sighted, short-minded, as I describe it with regard to recent developments in society at home and abroad, I'd appreciate those obstacles being removed for a proper process of procedures that are an entitlement, a basic requirement in circumstances when offences and wrongdoings against the Constitution and royal patronage is occurring. So those of treason that have of 2 occasions already in the past failed are not following good practice. So unfortunately, the spiritual violence that's continuing is faulty in many respects, as I've mentioned, and due to the other matters of offence to my child that are also common knowledge, the issue of these individuals masquerading themselves and imposing on matters that are inaccurate and that are highly offensive and defamatory are quite serious for society and the future of society and people's personal space, personal identity, personal right to have all rights as any individual respected and treated accordingly as fit. So the individuals describing people as unfit for purpose, I find those people quite interesting, especially when they have no basis to found their opinions upon, and especially when their opinions are based on fallacies. So I'm using very fixed language with regard to this. This is all from an anthropological, societal, sociological, cultural experience. It's for the relevance of the human rights agencies, and it's a current matter, and it's a very dangerous offence in a democracy. So those people that are unfit for the truth and reality and respecting privacy, those kind of unfit individuals aren't equipped to be playing God. So people that think they're going to decide and designate without any substance to their objectives are really playing a blinder on themselves. It's one thing to fool others, but to fool yourself is more dangerous, and that's a delusion. And people that delude themselves about their superiority without acknowledging from where they have come are short-minded and short-sighted. So the recent positive developments as a consequence of my humanitarian work in society and the disrespect shown to my family and my matrimony and other very serious matters that I'm still awaiting to be addressed are of very much a huge relevance to the human rights subject matter for any sociology students or law students, even for that matter. Humanitarian law and royal patronage in this matter are very relevant, and those individuals that have a concept or an idea that they are of my royal patronage when that is inaccurate is a misguided opinion and assumption. So I'd appreciate the Honourable Government of Ireland contacting Mrs. Maria McElligott of Ardfert and Kilflint Farm Holdings with regard to the unlawful action of January 2017 and the ongoing issue of unfit adults in society over preoccupied and over consumed with artificial and sacred and the destruction of royal bloodline. So the issue that this is presenting to young women and the relevance of those in recovery, sanity and sobriety, I must clearly stipulate sanity and sobriety fellowship. I would hope that those of good etiquette, good courtesy and good abilities and qualities demonstrate better integrity than those that I'm confronted with that are hiding behind a mask, flag and a banner that isn't authentic or in any way a good foundation for any future developments, especially when they're misguided about their credentials. People taking credit for other people's work is not strength, courage, serenity or wisdom, and it's not courage and bravery when people try to create a fallacy about another person's abilities and achievements. So this upload is just an update with the ongoing issues I'm being confronted with and the human rights on the Declaration. Every single human right on the Human Rights Declaration I have experienced violations of, and the individuals disrespecting the Constitution I have a huge grievous offence about from a hereditary perspective and the particular aspect of the role my ancestors played in the founding of this country. So I'd appreciate the Honourable Government, after 3 years, contacting me with regard to all the constitutional wrongdoings that have occurred, unfortunately, in Tralee, County Kerry, due to the offence against the state caused by a collective known as hate crime.